Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I am now just going to share my screen. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, let's get started. My name is Idara Beyuku. I'm the conversion manager here at BCUIC. So from time to time, you see me your messages, check it out, asking you to submit your documents, provide any pending documents, usually on WhatsApp or phone calls or by emails. So yeah. All right, so today, what we will be talking about basically, can you confirm if you can see my screen? Okay, so I'm so glad to have you here today with me. In this session, we are going to be discussing a breakdown of your tuition fees, deposits, payment methods, the due dates, and we're also going to be talking about a fantastic session, which is the Navitas Family Bursary. We'll take some time out for a Q&A session. So if you have any questions, drop them in the chat box or the Q&A box, and my team or will respond to you. Just bear with me a second. All right, so we're going to talk about preparing, how you can prepare yourself for when you arrive here to avoid any issues. You are going to go ahead and have some questions, like I mentioned. So make sure you have drop those questions. I'll take a break within the session to talk about that. And again, like I mentioned, we have a fantastic opportunity for you where you can possibly save up to 10% off your tuition fee. Okay. All right, so now let's start from the basics. So the first thing you want to think about when coming to study in the UK is your finances, because one thing is that when you plan adequately, then everything you just set yourself on a good trajectory. So for the first semester, for the 1 semester programs, the tuition fee is £10,000. Basically, our tuition fees are tied to the number of semesters you're studying, whether foundation or pre-masters or the international year one. So for the 1 semester programs, which would be the foundation and pre-masters, the tuition fee is £10,000 currently. For the 2 semester pre-masters and foundation is 15,500. And for the 3 semesters program, which is 19,500 for that. And then for the international year one, which is 2 semester programs, it costs £16,000. Now, it's always important to check your offer letter for up-to-date information, because from time to time things change and the tuition fee may vary slightly. So check the offer letter for an up-to-date information, or check our website as well, which is on the screen as well. In terms of your BCU fee, by the time, so you study with us for either your foundation or your pre-masters or international one, depending on how the program is designed. And then you progress to BCU to complete the rest of your studies. So the tuition fee for that is different as well. Excuse me. So it will also be on your offer letter, or if there are any changes, you will be informed in time as well. Next, we go on to the tuition deposit. In terms of tuition deposits, excuse me. So in terms of the tuition deposit, think of it this way. Your first semester tuition fee is what we require before we can give you the CAS. So I don't want to say 50%, because that is not technically correct. It is correct if you're studying a 2 semester programs, but if you're studying a 1 semester program, or if you're studying a 3 semesters program, then it's not correct. So for a 1 semester program, that would be the full tuition fee, which is £10,000. And again, you need to bear in mind that you also have to make plans for the next semester. For the 3 semester programs, you divide that into 3 places, and that is half of it. So for the foundation, for the international year one, that is £8,000. So just to go over it again, one semester program, £10,000, two semester program, £7,750, and the three semester program is £6,500, and the international year one is £8,000. Now, again, this is always on your offer letter. So I cannot stress enough, really check your offer letter, check the website, ask us any questions if you're not sure. So if you have a conditional offer, you would find that on the third page of your offer letter. If you have an unconditional offer letter, that would typically be on the second page of your offer letter. There's usually boxes that says how to pay. It has step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So the step 4 shows the exact amount that you're going to pay. And if you've selected the Navin Shore as well, the cost will be there as well. Now, for students who are applying, who have received scholarships or discounts, this will be applied to your second semester. Now, it will be on your CAS letter, but the tuition fee will be applied to your second semester tuition account. So that means that you also have to still pay the full tuition deposit, which is £10,000, £7,750, £6,500, and £8,000 respectively, depending on the program. So just to reiterate, scholarship holders, discount receivers, you still need to pay the full tuition deposit, while the scholarships or discounts will be applied to your next semester fees. Moving on, while you're planning your tuition deposit, it's really important to also plan for your fee balance. This is because your second semester fee is due by week 9 after you enroll. So that's just over after 2 months. So you'll need to plan ahead. This will help you to avoid any stress. So if you plan ahead, arrange your finances beforehand, then you won't have any issues with paying the fees when it is due. This matters because if you have made financial arrangements before arriving, you won't have any last minute stress. So international students and parents should be having this conversation, making these plans ahead of time, because it's really crucial. And for our agents, it's very important for you to include this information when discussing with the students, the sponsors, and the parents. Again, budgeting is a big part of coming to study abroad because it is expensive, and you want to make sure that there's nothing get in the way of focusing on your studies. All right, just before we move on, I want to take some time to do a quick clarification on this matter because it has come up quite a lot in the past, okay? So, some people believe that they can just pay the tuition deposits, then come here to find a job and use that the income from the job to pay the rest of the fees. This plan, in theory, sounds good, but it really isn't a good one. I'm going to run you through some numbers just to provide some clarity as to why this is not a good plan. So let's look at some quick math here. If you are aged 21 years and above, the UK minimum wage is £12.21 per hour. If you're aged 18 years to 20 years, it's £10. And if you're below 18, it's £7.55. The maximum number of hours allowed for international students per week is 20 hours. Now, if you look at this, you are going to be earning, depending on your age, approximately £976 or £800 or £604 per month, depending on your age group. So the 21 years and above will be earning around £900. 18 years to 20 will be earning around £800, and below 18 will be earning around £600. So you see that this is nowhere near the balance of the fees. We're talking about at the minimum £6,000 for international year one. The balance for the foundation and pre-master one and the pre-master 2 semesters is about 7,700 and 500. So this doesn't even come close to it. Let's say you're planning to come here and work and study, like I mentioned, then even when you arrive, you may not be able to get a job immediately because you need time to settle in. So that means that you may not start earning immediately. So by the time you're getting ready to get you have the job, it's already time to pay the tuition fee. So it's really not a good plan. It would just, what this would do is just put you in frenzy because you've set unrealistic expectations that cannot be met, and you have a responsibility to pay the balance of your fees. So you'll be under stress. Hopefully not. Your academics may be suffering because you're struggling to concentrate, trying to get fees run around and all those kind of things. So we're trying to make sure that there are no distractions in your way. That's why we say plan your finances before you arrive. Again, just to summarize, part-time work, yes, you can work while you study with us, but that work is called part-time. Okay, so there's a limitation as to what that is, how long you need to work. So that funds you generate from working part-time should be towards your living expenses, not your tuition fee, please. Take note. Any questions about this? I'm more than happy to happy. And yes, there are lots of jobs in Birmingham that you can take advantage of. But again, bearing in mind what the reality of what you can earn from this is can help you to plan appropriately. Right. So any questions so far? Put them in the chat box. My colleagues and myself will take some time to answer them, like I mentioned. Hopefully you may have some questions so far. Just put them there and we'll get to them. Now we're going to move on to the next session, which is how to pay the fees. Okay, so some of you have asked, how can I go ahead and pay the fees? All of this information that we share with you would typically be in your email or on your offer letter or the website. And again, we're always here. You can always ask us the questions. That's what we're here to do, to support you and give you the full support that you need. All right, so once you're ready to pay your fees, the platform we use is called Flywire. It is a secure and convenient way to pay using your local currency. So you can use your local currency to pay via Flywire, or you can choose another currency. So if you have dollars, you can pay with that. If you have pounds, you can pay with that. Whatever currency you want to use, you can pay through Flywire for that. So you don't need to worry about sourcing pounds. So the next thing to do when you're ready to pay the fees is access the applicant's portal to accept your offer first. How can you do this? So go on our website, click login, put in your email address. Now, if you don't have the password, all you need to do is click on forget password, then put the same email that you used when submitting your application, because that is what we have on record linked to your profile. So you can't use a different email. It's not going to work. You're not going to get, it's not going to be linked to you. So access study link, put in the email that we have on record, you get the password, then you can log in. Once you're on the platform, for agents, you can do this by just going on the partner portal on StudyLink and accessing that as well. So once you're in, you want to select Flywire as your payment method. Then you will be redirected to Flywire. You can pay by bank transfer or card or e-wallet. If you're paying by bank transfer, typically what happens is once you've put in your information and selected the institution, you will be generated a payment instruction on how to pay with a reference number. Please always include this reference number because it's very important, and that's how the payments will be linked to yourself. So remember to input that. You'll be in bold red, and there will be a due date of when that invoice will expire. So you need to pay before that time to be able to, for that to be able to link. Otherwise, you may have to redo the whole process. So to avoid that, pay as soon as possible. Once you're redirected to Flywire, you enter your payment details and confirm the booking. You will then get instructions by the invoice depending on your chosen payment method. So the instructions will be dependent on how you've chosen to pay, whether you want to pay by bank by bank transfer or your card or your e-wallet. The next steps will be from there. So don't worry. Again, if you're not sure, reach out to us. We'll be able to guide you through. And again, there's also the live support from Flywire Online that you can chat with them to ask any questions. So once this is done, follow the instructions, complete the payment, and track it via email or SMS. So they do have options. You can select to track your payment by email, SMS, or via the app. So once that's done, what Flywire then does is send a confirmation to us, to yourself, that the payment has been completed. It will be synced. Once it's delivered, it will be synced to our system, and we will receive the payment and we'll notify you. Or if you have the payment receipts from Flywire already, then by all means send that to us and we can share that with our finance team. Now, one thing I want to take a moment here to point out is the fact that BCUIC and BCU bear the similar logo. So there have been instances where students meaning to send tuition fee to BCUIC has sent it to BCU and vice versa. So pay careful attention to this, that you're selecting BCUIC, Birmingham City University International College, and not BCU, which is Birmingham City University. Time will come when you will be paying your fees to BCU, but not just yet. So make sure you're selecting the correct logo, because otherwise then there is a whole lot of process before we can transfer the fees, which ideally we would like to avoid. So make sure that you're sending that fees directly to us to avoid any delays. Okay, like I promised, let's talk about the great opportunity I've been talking about with the Navitas Family Bursary. So this is a great opportunity to take advantage of if you have a family member who has studied with us in the past or currently studying with us, not just in BCUIC but in any of our Navitas institutions. So if you fit into this category, then you're eligible for 10% off of your tuition fee. So this is just to celebrate the family loyalty to the Navitas institution and to us, and to support you, because we do know that coming from more than one family coming to study in the UK in general is no easy feat. So it's our way of saying thank you and for supporting you, and to say we're really glad you're part of the Navitas family. So this bursary applies to when 2 or more family members study at a Navitas institution. So by definition, for the purpose of this conversation and for this category of bursary, the family members includes the brother, sister, step-sibling, mother or father, son, husband, son, daughter, stepchild, husband, or wife. So these are the categories that these are the groups that fit into the family members category to be eligible for this opportunity. So the family member and perhaps subsequent family members, oops, I've gone too far. So the second family member and subsequent family members will get 10% off their one program's tuition fee. It's not recurrent, it's a one-off payment, so please bear this in mind. So the bursary does not apply to additional units, so it only applies to the current unit. So the first year, the 10% is applied towards the overall tuition fee for the first year. And again, it's only applicable to the first attempt of your module. So if you have any, hopefully not, but if you have any resits, then it wouldn't apply to that. And again, it doesn't apply to any English courses or pre-sessional English course. PSA in this case is pre-sessional English. It doesn't apply to the pre-sessional English course. Again, just to remember, the first family member doesn't necessarily have to be in BCUIC, so long as they are in any Navitas college, for example, ICRGU, HIC, Plymouth, etc., then they can take advantage of this. We're other families, so if they're part of the Navitas colleges, then you can take advantage of it. And if the family member had graduated in the past, then that's fine. You can also let us know. If they're currently studying with us, good too, just let us know. We'll take the conversation from there. All right. So how can you take advantage of this opportunity? So first of all, you need to let us know you're interested and that you qualify for this. You need to, of course, let us know who the family member is. Preferably send their full name, the email address that they had used when providing the submitting the application, their student ID, because that's how we'll be able to track their profile and confirm. Once you've let us know, we will then go ahead to send you an application form to fill. Fill the application form carefully, but always make sure, like as with all documents, always make sure you read the full terms and conditions before applying because you don't want to miss any key information. So again, always make sure you read the terms and condition. Once you've completed the application form, you send it back to us. We will need to send that for review so that we can check your eligibility. And if everything checks out, then we will get the approvals and notify you. Then you can go ahead and pay your deposit as normal, or you can just go ahead and do it while waiting for the approval, so long as you're certain that you do fit in this category. And we would need proof of relationship, so birth certificates for both parties, each of the family member, just to tie that link that you're from the same family, or a family card would do. So once everything has been completed, you will pay your tuition deposit like we mentioned as normal, and this will be applied to the next semester fees. Once you have to stay enrolled in the program for up to week 4 of semester 1 for this to be credited to your account. So bear this in mind, that's a cutoff period. If you withdraw before this period, then you won't be eligible for this. So bear that in mind, please. All right, so this is a wrap up for me. So I hope it was clear to you about what the general tuition fee is, how to pay the deposit when the balance is due. If you have any questions, like I mentioned, put it in the chat box. Just a quick summary. Remember to read your offer letter carefully. That is a big part, not just your offer letter, but also your emails as well. So just to get up-to-date information from us. Plan your finances early because that would save you a world of stress. Believe me, you can't underestimate how stressful it can be if you're not properly planned, especially financially. There are limitations to your visas, so you want to adhere to these and not break any laws. So plan your finances ahead of time. Pay the tuition deposits early because this will also affect how soon you can get your CAS and how soon you can get your visa and how soon you can book your flight and arrive on campus. It's just a chain reaction or a domino effect. Plan your tuition balance early enough as well. Contact us for any questions. We're always here for you. My contact information is on the website as well. You may have received WhatsApp messages from me. You may have received emails as well from me. So my information is there. I've got my email address, my WhatsApp message. You can call me directly on WhatsApp. That's cheaper than calling directly. My phone number is on our website as well, along with my other colleagues. You can always reach out to any one of us. We are very open. We are very eager to support you. It's always a good day when we come on campus, during orientation, where we come to say hi to you and we put faces to the names that we've been communicating or interacting with online. So yeah, that's it for me. Now, I really want to hear from you. I want to hear what your thoughts are, how you're planning your finances, what you're doing around finances, who's supporting you, this kind of things. If you have any questions about this, just put it in the chat. I'm going to take a moment real quick to check that out. Yeah, so that's it from me, and really lovely having this moment to chat with you and hopefully see you here on campus. Just checking the chat real quick for any. Oh, great. My colleague Manish has shared the link for the Navitas bursary, so you can have a look there and check the details about that. The link for the tuition fee is also online for you to check. Okay, no questions. All right, if no questions, I am going to end this session now, and you can move on to the next session, which starts in about 4 minutes. So go on there where you can learn about the BCU careers. Lots of students have asked about this in the past, so it will be a good session where you can have a chat with our colleague Louisa Harris to talk about the BCU careers. All right, see you in the next session.